So just start after 10 seconds.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Microsoft Post-Build 2023 series session. Every year, Microsoft organizes Build both on-site and virtual events. Microsoft Build presents an opportunity for developers, for students, engineers, technology professionals to learn more about Microsoft products. It's also where Microsoft shares its major updates about Windows and its suite of productivity apps. My name is Gulnaz Mushtaq, and I am Microsoft Learning expert. As you can see on the screen, that this is one of the session that is in the 2023 Microsoft Post Build session series. And today our topic is managing devices through Microsoft Intune. Okay, so we are the part of amazing Microsoft Learn community, and the community engages with a diverse, inclusive, and global community of learners and experts. If you want to join the community, you can see this link on the screen, that is aka.ms/Microsoft Learn community. Also, we are the part of community of amazing learning experts, and we are running our own learning room, that is MCT Community Pakistan Learning Room. And if you want to join the learning room, you can join the learning room from the given link, as you can see on the screen, which is on the bit.ly. The link has been shortened, and if you want to join the MCT Community Pakistan Learning Room, you can join from the given link. So if you are facing any problems regarding the cloud platform, regarding some server administration, Microsoft 365 applications, you can join this learning room and you can ask any of the questions regarding some technical issues, some certifications, and free learning resources. So welcome to the MCT Community Pakistan Learning Room. This is basically a Teams on the Team software, and there are a few channels on the team software. If you will ask, send a request on this link, so we will be approving your request and you will be the part of this MCT Community Pakistan Learning Group. So today we are having with us Mr. Usman Lodhi, who is also a learning expert, and he is gonna present his session. So I am inviting Mr. Usman. Usman, over to you, please.
Thank you, Gulnaz. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. So thank you very much, Gulnaz, for the introduction. Let me share my slide and start the session.
Sure, please. You can share your slides as well.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so hello, everyone. This is Microsoft Post Build session and organized by the Microsoft MCT Community Pakistan. And today is the 1st of August 2023. And today I'm going to discuss about the device management with Microsoft Intune. My name is Usman Lodhi. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer originally for Pakistan. Officially, I am dealing with the Pakistan, but unofficially, I'm dealing other regions as well. Along with the original lead title, I'm a Microsoft learning expert as well. So let's move to the session. And today's agenda is the what is Microsoft Intune, why Microsoft Intune, and why device management. and then we have to discuss why cloud-based device management. And then I will give you a short overview of the Microsoft Endpoint Manager as well. So what is Microsoft Intune? Before discussing about the Microsoft Intune, let's go to the past. Let's go before the 2020. Before the 2020, the time was different. The resources was different. But after 2020, when COVID hits to the world, technology change. The mindset of the people change. Working environment change. Before, whenever we have to work, we have to go to the office 9 to 5 job, and we have to follow the office decorum, and we have to follow a lot of SOPs. But during COVID, we hear new things. Work from home, office from home, school from home, everything from home. And technology region. Corporate sector requires some solutions so that they can help their users, their end users. And then one solution came with the name of Microsoft Intune. Microsoft Intune is a cloud-based endpoint management solution. It manages users' access and simplify app and device management across your many devices, including mobile devices and desktop computers. So this is the beauty of the Microsoft Endpoint Manager. If you manage your computers, you can manage. If you manage the mobile devices, you can manage. And this is cloud-based solution. Why Microsoft Intune? As I mentioned that before COVID, before 2020, everything was on site. We have to go office. Everyone have to go office. But after COVID, things changed. So what was happening before COVID? Before COVID, there was a technology. It still exists, but it was mostly every industry was using that technology, which was Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager. Basically, Microsoft System Center Configuration Manager enables the management, deployment, and security of the devices and applications across the enterprise. It does require on-site infrastructure. Basically, Intune does not require the on-site infrastructure. System Center Configuration Manager require the on-site infrastructure. Microsoft Intune, a cloud-based service that provide mobile device management and mobile application management. It does not require on-site or on-premise infrastructure to operate. System Center Configuration Manager require on-site infrastructure. We need to have devices. We have to manage the devices from management, maintenance, deployment, uprunning. Everything is our responsibility. But Microsoft Intune has very different thing. We just need to purchase an account. We just need to have an account. And then after getting the account, we can start using it and we can start enrolling the devices and we can manage the devices. Why we need to manage the devices? Basically, every company provide the devices to their employees. When every company is providing the devices to their employees, they have to protect the devices as well. And they have to protect the company data as well. Companies are not providing devices. So companies are providing devices to the users, but they don't want their users to use the devices freely. They want their users to use the devices under the policies of the company, and they want to implement the policies on that because every user have the important data of the users, important data of the company. So company want to protect their devices, and that's why they are using one solution, that is the Microsoft Intune. Which devices we can protect? We can protect Windows devices. We can protect ISO devices, Apple devices. We can manage the Android devices as well. It's not a mean that Microsoft Intune is only for the Windows devices. This is for every device in the world. We can also manage the apps. In the corporate sector, User requires some specific applications, and company want to give them specific applications which are required for their job roles. And Microsoft Endpoint Manager provide the facility for the corporate sector, for the company, so that they can deploy their company applications through the Microsoft Intune. And company want to give limited access to the users, and that is possible with the help of Microsoft Intune. If you have any question, you can write down in the chat and Gulnaz will ask me that question. So please feel free to ask the question in the chat. And implement company policy on the devices. As I mentioned, that company want to implement the policies so that users can use the devices under the SOPs, under the policies of the company. So we can implement the policies for the users on and for the devices as well. Why cloud management? We can manage the devices over the internet. We don't require any on-site infrastructure. This is the beauty of the cloud. Whenever we talk about the cloud, it's serverless infrastructure, it's serverless services. We don't require any big environment. We don't need to occupy our company offices or company rooms, or we don't need to deploy a big servers in the company. Everything is on cloud, and everything, the management of the devices, whatever is going behind the Intune, any physical devices, anything, this is the responsibility of the Microsoft, and they are managing all the devices. They are just giving us the interface. By using the interface, what we can do, we can just enroll the devices, we can manage the devices, we can manage the application, we can manage any aspect of the device management and application management as well. Again, no on-site infrastructure required, because for the SCCM, we require the on-site infrastructure. And then no more we can require. When we was using the on-site infrastructure, for the on-site infrastructure, whenever a remote user have to connect the company's infrastructure, they need to use the VPN. Now, no VPN required for the device management. That's it for my presentation. Let me go to the portal. This is the Endpoint Manager portal, endpoint.microsoft.com, and here is the device option. Go to the devices. As I mentioned, that we can manage the Windows devices, we can manage the ISO, iPads, operating system, we can manage the Mac OS, we can manage the Android devices, we can manage the Chrome devices, we can manage the Linux devices. Enroll the devices, we have to click on devices, but I will go to the Windows and I will be more focused onto the Windows devices. I will more focus onto the Windows. So you can see previously I have enrolled some devices, and this is the information of these devices. So to enroll the device, we have to go to the Windows enrollment, and we can enroll the device from here, automatic enrollment, and there are some features to enroll the devices. After enrollment, what we have to do, we have to manage the devices, we have to implement the policies, and then I will go to the compliance policy. In the compliance policy, I have one policy already, but I will create a new policy. So policy name is, I'm going to create the policy for Windows 10 or later devices. We can have two kinds of policies. One is for the Windows 8.1 or later, or 10 and later. So you have to see what is your requirement. As per your requirement, we have to choose the option. So I will go with the Windows 10 and later. So what will happen if any user is using the Windows 8.1 or lower devices, these devices will not entertained by the Intune or Microsoft Endpoint Manager. Create, and what we can do, default lines policy. And next,
Usman, excuse me, Usman.
Yes,
Sorry
please.
for interrupting. I can see your presentation slides, and I think you are going to present something from the portal.
Okay, sorry. So can you see my portal now?
Yeah, now that's fine.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let me go to the devices again. Here is the devices. If I go to the devices, I can have this option, devices overview. In the devices overview, which platform it support? It support the Windows platform, ISO, iPads OS, Mac operating system, Android, Chrome operating system, and Linux. This is just a preview of a version available, but all the versions are fully supported. So if I go to the devices, all devices, I have enrolled some devices previously, and this is the information of these devices. Whenever you enroll the device into the Microsoft Endpoint Manager, the particular device will present here, and you can see the complete information of that device. You can see the OS version, the OS is Windows, and everything, last check-in, everything, every information you can see. If I click onto the device, it's not compliant and might be it will give some information. So this is the device name, and each and every information we can see. We can see the discover application, we can device compliance, we can configure the compliance, we can configure the device configuration, app configuration, local admin password, recovery key, and many things we can do. So if I go to the Windows, specifically, I have to discuss about some features of the Windows. Go to the Windows, and it has compliance policy. If I go to the compliance policy, I have one policy already, which is for the Windows 10 or Windows 11 devices. I created this policy almost 6 months back. So let me create a new policy and we will review what is in that. So if I go to the policy and try to create the policy, it asks the platform, which operating system platform you want to use. I want to use Windows 8. If I choose the Windows 10 or later, what will happen? Windows 8.1 and later. So what will happen? It will enroll. It will start from the Windows 8.1, and we can start enrolling the device from Windows 8.1 to later devices. But most of the companies are using the 8 Windows 10 or later because almost everyone shift onto the Windows 10 and Windows 11. So I will go with the Windows 10 and later. So what will happen? The Endpoint Manager or Microsoft Intune will not entertain the devices which has the Windows 8.1 operating system. Create. When I create, I will create the policy, default, compliance policy, next, and custom compliance. If I go to the custom compliance require, select your device script. We can select that and upload valid and then device health, security. I have to focus on to the security. If I go to the security, it require password unlock the device, simple password. So what we can do, we can simple password block, we can make a default, we can make the password type, and we can define the minimum length of the password and password expiration as well. So a user has to change the password of the device after that particular time, and number of previous password to prevent. So this is something about the security, system security. Device properties. What we can do, we can define the OS, version of the OS. So what we have to do, Microsoft is updating the operating system every year. Day by day, Microsoft is updating the operating system. So what we have to do, we have to give the minimum or maximum OS version so that we can use best experience of the devices, the updated devices. And then there is an option, BitLocker. BitLocker is required for every computer. If we require, it will be required for every user. And then secure boot is required, and other options are there as well. Next, and what we can do, we can, if the device is non-compliant, what will happen? We can retire the device from the list, or we can email to the user so that the user can set up the device according to the policy. Next. And we can assign into the group. Next. Create. So what will happen? It will take some time. Whatever settings we have defined, it will implement to the users. And then configuration profile. Create profile. Template. Sorry, Windows 8.1 and later, and profile type is templates. And administrative templates. Create. Profile policy. Next. This is very interesting. So if I go to the control panel, as you see that in the Active Directory, if you go for the group policy management, in the group policy management, we can have two kind of configurations: computer configuration and user configuration. Microsoft Endpoint Manager has both as well. So I go to the control panel and then go to the personalize. And if I go to the personalize, it has some option, and very interesting option: do not display the lock screen. If I click here, enable. So what will happen? Policy will imply do not display the lock screen. Force a specific background and account color. So we can force that, and we can give the color here, and it will implement. So it has that kind of policies. So if you go there and if you explore more, it has a lot of policies, every aspect. If you want to manage the devices from any aspect, you can manage these devices from the endpoint manager. I will go back to the devices again. Monitor. Right now, we can, right now it has nothing. So let me go back again. And again, go to the Windows. So we can run the PowerShell script as well. And we can create the update rings for the Windows 10 and later, feature updates for Windows 10 or later, quality updates for the Windows 10 and later, and driver updates for Windows 10 and later. That's it for today. If you have any question, please feel free to ask into the chat. Thank you very much. Gulnaz, any question?
Thank you very much, Usman, for such a wonderful session. And thanks to the attendees who joined this session. And I would request that please stay tuned to the Microsoft Post Build 2023 session series. And we will announce the upcoming session very soon. And don't forget to join the MCT Community Pakistan Learning Room to get technical help from the industry and learning experts. So thank you, Usman, for the today's session. And we will be announcing the next session in
I'm just answering
upcoming
question in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm just answering the
fine.
question in the chat.
Sure. So guys, if you are having any questions, please type in Q&A session.
Okay, Gulnaz, it's done.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you. And we'll see you in the next session. Take care and bye-bye.